Welcome back, Stormborns. My name is Mr. Grieve, and this is a more Crusader Kings 2, the Game of Thrones mod. And I have come for the gift of truth. Is everyone dying around me all of a sudden? 3 heads has the dragon. The ghost chorus yammers inside your skull. Mother of dragons, child of storm, the whispers become a swirling song. 3 fires must you light, one for life and one for death and one to love. Your own heart beats in unison to the one that floats before you. 3 mounts must you ride, one to bed and one to dread and one to love. The voices grow louder and your heart seems to slow, even your breath. 3 treasons will you know, once for blood and once for gold and once for love. Help me, show me. Shadows whirl and dance inside a tent, boneless and terrible. A little girl runs barefoot towards a house with a red door. Mirima's door shrieks in the flames, a dragon bursting from her brow. Behind a silver horse, the corpse of a naked man bounces and drags. A tall lord with copper skin and silver hair stands beneath the banner of a fiery stallion, a burning city behind him. Suddenly black wings buffet around your head and suddenly the visions are gone, ripped away. Your gasp turns to horror as you spy the undying all around you, blue and cold, whispering as they reach for you. All the strength leaves your limbs and you cannot move. You feel a hand on your breast. Oh my. Teeth find the soft skin over your throat. Mouth descends on one eye, sucking, biting. Dracarys! Indigo turns to orange and whispers turns to screams. Perched above you, Drogon spreads his wings and tears at the terrible dark heart, ripping the rotten flesh to ribbons. His head snaps forward, fire flying from his open jaws, bright and hot. You can hear the shrieks of the undying as they burn, their high, thin, papery voices crying out in tongues long dead. The whole room is ablaze by the time you reach the door and call to your dragon. When you spill out into the sun, the bright light makes you stumble. Looking behind you, you see tendrils of smoke forcing their way through cracks in the ancient stone walls of the Palace of Dust. Howling curses, Piet Pri draws a knife and dances toward you, when suddenly you hear the crack of Jogo's whip. Never was a sound so sweet. Well, that just went balls up for that guy, didn't it? Educate the child. I want to educate myself by myself? No? Oh, that's not even possible. The Silver Bell. The Undying are dead, burnt to ash by Drogon's flames. Your tiny Khalasar celebrates your victory by braiding your hair with a silver bell. But this victory is not without cost. The Carthene are outraged, and their factious rulers unite to demand your exile from their city. Your host, Zaro, pleads with you to flee with him to the Jade Sea, but you refuse and he angrily sends you away. With your last friend in Karth, a friend no longer, and hurry to the docks where Ser Jorah has been searching for ships. Ships you find, but allies also. A huge eunuch named Strong Belwas and his aged squire Arston who intervene to save you from an assassin. They explain that they have been sent by your old friend Illyrio with 3 ships to carry you back to Pentos. At least the ships don't smell like cheese. So we gain Grolio and we gain Belwas. This is mostly a lot of storytelling for Daenerys in the beginning, isn't it? Because, well, we're not a character. I'm going to ignore that. I mean, I'm on my way out anyway, so... I'm still in Karth, right? I think so. That's a high base tax, though. Holy crap. City of Tourmaline Harbor, Spicer Port, Jade Palace. Wow. Ignork perished in the manure explosion. There's no trace of my complicity to be found amongst the rubble. Ignork went out with a bang. A smelly bang at that. So suddenly, we've lost quite a few people. So Seneschal would be the treasurer. Grolio, Lord Treasurer. The other guy, Belwas. Spy Master, someone with high intrigue. Wow, not a lot. So are we on a boat or something? No idea. Where am I? I want to do something. I'm actually nowhere on the map, apparently. Court. This is my court. Slaver's Bay. 3 ships speed you to Pentos and promise to aid, but your experiences in Karth have soured you to accepting charity. You will not be a beggar queen. Dragons do not beg. You will take what is yours with fire and blood, but first you need an army. As you consider your options in your cabin, Jorah approaches you, and confessing love, attempts a kiss. Much as you care for him, you do not desire him, and spurn his clumsy advances. Keen to change the subject, Jorah tells you of a place where armies might be purchased. Astapor, home to the Unsullied, the finest soldiers in the world. At night your thoughts swirl as you question yourself. Leadership is lonely and you begin to miss Drogo intently. At least you have your loyal handmaidens to comfort you. It's good to be Khaleesi, it is known, to Astapor. Or we go to Pentos. No, let's follow the story and actually go to Astapor. So now, apparently, this is my new king. And this is going swimmingly, following the book's story so far. When children lacks a guardian. Bodyguard. Of course Jorah will be a bodyguard. A Volva is regarded as a powerful seeress that practices Sejder, a form of sorcery. Among other things, she deals with curses, premonitions, and omens of things to come. No one useful for that. Chief Architect. Tommen of Silverhill is given a seat on the Council of the Most Devout. Responsible for designing and overseeing the construction of palaces, temples, and grand monuments. So basically someone who has high stewardship. Harpy's Bargain. The good masters of Astapor are rude, arrogant, and cruel beyond measure, but their Unsullied are as formidable as the story of their training is heartbreaking. Particularly troubling is the tale of how they prove they can kill, for every soldier represents a murdered child. You begin to question using such men to reclaim your throne. Unsullied are also very expensive. Haggling through a pretty young interpreter to hide your knowledge of the Giscari tongue, you finally propose a trade that shocks your advisors. Every Unsullied they have in exchange for a dragon. The slavers accept your terms, though they demand the largest of the dragons. In turn you ask for the interpreter as a gift, and they lazily waive assent. You soon free the girl and ask her to tell you all she knows of Astapor. Missandei. My mind is set. The Princess Daenerys Stormborn gains the trait Liberator. Missandei joins us, loses the trait Slave, gains the trait Former Slave. So my mind is set. So Former Slave was once a slave, but by either force or arms or their master's mercy has now been set free. She's very proud. She's also gluttonous. She's brave. She's stubborn. Quick and attractive. Oh, not bad actually. Also, we have gained the traits. Prophesized future. Yeah, that's +3 intrigue. Liberator. This character is a fanatical opponent of the practice of slavery, seeking to eliminate it from the world by any means necessary. So for now, we're following the story of the books. Very interesting. I think we're in... I want to say the end of the 2nd season of the TV show. That's what I remember anyway. It's been a while since I've watched that part of the TV show, at least. But we're now in Astapor. Also a very rich area. The exchange. You have agreed a deal with the good masters for an army of Unsullied where you gain all the Unsullied available, including the boys in training in exchange for your ships, your goods, and Drogon, the biggest and healthiest of your dragons. You're now at the Plaza of Punishment to execute the deal. Your company has brought the good and the caged Drogon before Krasnys and the rest of the good masters, while Krasnys hands over the Harpy's fingers, the whip symbolizing you now own the Unsullied Force. This deal does not quite work for me. Dracarys. The leaders of Astapor die, and I become independent. The sack of Astapor. A dragon is no slave, and Drogon refused to serve the good masters, burning them to death upon your command. You, however, did receive the Unsullied, and you now have 3 dragons and an army fighting the slavers of Astapor. The city is barely garrisoned and is easily taken. You've liberated Astapor, the good masters have been killed, and you now control the city. The former slaves look to you as their new master, calling you mother. Now you are to move on in your journey, yet before you can take your leave from Astapor, you must leave someone to govern the city. I shall leave a council to rule. Gain 200 prestige, 400 gold, the Unsullied of Astapor join your cause. Grey Worm joins Princess Daenerys Stormborn, gains former slave. Who's this guy? Oh, I think that's the Unsullied dude. Same in the series, yeah, for fertility minus 5,000%, that's a lot. Hero joins Princess Daenerys, he is also Unsullied. Astapor gets sacked for 10 years, and lots of implement slavery abolished. A 3,083 man regiment arrives in Astapor, non-reinforcing, maintenance free. And that would be our new army. The Great Grass Sea Army, Army of Jogo, Army of Rakaro, Army of Ago. We own the Castle of Worm Pyramids. Okay, so are we now the leaders of Astapor? Or... Hero has arrived at your court, Grey Worm has arrived at your court. Lady of Worm Pyramid, Khaleesi of the Great Grass Sea. Oh wow, this is actually filled up quite... Oh, I think I get it, that you cannot play these nations unless you actually have the Horse Lord DLC, which I don't have just yet. I think they've added it like that. So, Astapor, good master. I want to attack you. A valid CB. I don't have a CB right now. This is the downside. Opinion of us is very, very high. It was actually very, very low, which means it's more likely to be able to fight them. Well, we have our army. We actually have a holding now, the Worm Pyramid. It just has a castle, and I don't feel like building anything here just now, just in case stuff happens. But I want to go to war. That's the problem. Sends for a maester from the Citadel. You leave Astapor and march towards Yunkai, another famous slaver city. The Yunkai command a significant force of slave soldiers and mercenaries, among them the Stormcrows and the Second Sons. The city is made of yellow bricks, crumbling walls, and tall stepped pyramids. Their emblem is flying over the city, a harpy-like creature as far as you can tell. Yunkai is said to be able to field a significant force of slave soldiers. However, Yunkai is known for training bed of slaves, not warriors. Before you are the wise masters and the captains of the mercenaries come to parley with you. They offer you much coin to leave the city alone and be on your way. No, I will free the slaves of this city. Abdicate to Yurkas of Monaclos. Khaleesi has declared the Great Grasslands War of Emancipation on Wise Master Yurkas II of Yunkai. Ah, so we are now at war with Yunkai. Dario's coup. You're ready to begin the battle for Yunkai. However, Dario Naharis of the Stormcrows was enthralled by your beauty and has come before you in the middle of the night. He tells you that he has killed the 2 other captains of the Stormcrows and now offers the company in the service of you. As he says, my sword is yours, my life is yours, my love is yours. My blood, my body, my songs, you own them all. I live and die at your command, fair queen. Your men are most welcome. Captain Meru abdicates or join us in the war. Oh, that's right. Unlike in the TV show, Dario has blue hair. Also, unlike in the TV show, Daenerys has purple irises. Your men are most welcome indeed. How fast? They're not very fast at all. These armies that we have, that's, oh wow, Unsullied, special units. Very high defense. Oh, hello. I spy an army. They're all Unsullied, aren't they? Doesn't, okay, we do... Okay, which one would be there first? One of the 3,300 ones, the Army of Recaro. There's a guy in there, which is good. Well, he seems to have put up some forces. 1st of October we strike. Yeah, we should have started moving instantly, but... No heir to your dynasty. Oh, if your ruler dies, the game ends. I'd like to have a good maester. Court eunuch. Chattel slavery. I don't agree with that. That's actually quite a sizable army. This is also... Wow, we aren't even losing anything yet. A learned person named Burton appears at the courts of Khaleesi Stormborn. Whoa, he has some freaking high marshal. The trickster, a siege leader, depressed, wounded, greedy, lustful. Okay. Combination, I guess. Victory indeed. I would like to thank you all for watching. Make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date in the future. I'll see you guys later.